Pack Natural here with season 4, episode 18 review of the haves and the have-nots. Episode 18 opens up with Benny climbing out of the wrecked truck. Quincy comes out right after him slowly. Benny reaches up, grabs him, and lets him drop to the ground. Then he commences to beating him down, kicking him, and while he's kicking him and beating him, he's saying, "Are you gonna leave my family alone? And where is my nephew?" Benny searched through Quincy's pocket and found his wallet. When he looked through his wallet, he saw a picture of his sister and her family. And he said, "Oh, okay, I know where he is." Benny reached in his pocket and got some drug, which seemed to be drugs, and put them in Quincy's pocket. And he took Quincy's cell phone and called 911. And he's pretending to be Quincy. He says, "I need help. I'm in a wreck and I need help. Come get me." Then he hung up. When the police got there, Quincy was gone. They called dispatch and told dispatch, "The wrecked truck is here and there's crystal meth in the street, but the perp is gone." Then the camera pans over to the side of the street, and there Quincy was in the cut, listening to everything. I don't know how he got over there. He was beaten up pretty bad. Candace meets her rich friend on his private plane. He's going to a business meeting in New York City, and he invited her to go with him. Myself, this is my opinion, I don't trust him. I think he's a plant. I think he's performing a long con on Candace, and she doesn't trust him either, which I believe she has good reason not to. I believe either because David and Jim each in this episode admitted that they have a plan in place to take care of Candace. So I believe this man is part of their plan. But that's just me. They're probably trying to get back some of that $7 million that Candace extorted from Jim when she kidnapped him a while back. We'll see. Jeffery tells David that he has a baby on the way. David says, "How'd that happen?" And he told him that his mother blackmailed Melissa into getting him drunk and seducing him. Veronica is blackmailing Melissa because her family borrowed money from her because her dad has cancer, and Veronica is saying that if she doesn't do what she says, she's gonna take everything from them, their house, stop paying the medical bills, basically just ruin the whole family. So Melissa has no choice. Catherine was in Amanda's room looking through her things. She was looking for a diary. Hanna came in and offered to look for her. When Hanna found the diary, she took it to Catherine. Catherine read through it. She verified what number 9 said. Number 9 being Candace. She verified that Mr. Canon, Amanda's teacher, had actually raped her. Veronica goes to the tow yard and Benny's not there. So she calls him on the phone. He didn't answer, so she left a message. Maggie's PI, meanwhile, is still following Veronica. He called Maggie and told her that Veronica was at the tow yard and told her that she's been there several times and he has no idea why she's there or why she keeps going there. Maggie tells him to stay on her. Keep following her. Benny goes to Quincy's sister's house and stakes outside the apartment. While he's sitting there, Veronica is blowing his phone up. She constantly calls, and he got tired of hearing the call, so he finally answered the phone. He's sounding irritated. She made up some excuses to him needing to sign some papers because he doesn't want this last incident with the arrest to get on his insurance record. So he agrees to meet her at the tow yard later on. Benny sees Quincy's sister walking down the sidewalk and into the apartment. he follows her in, and he listens to the door, I guess, to make sure that is the apartment that she went into. And he steps back and kicks the door in, and he says, "Quincy, Quincy." And the sister says, "He's not here. He's not here. I'm gonna call the police. He's not here." Then it continues, "Quincy, Quincy." He looks around in the rooms, and he sees Quincy Jr. in the room with, I'm assuming, are his cousins. And he says, "Do you know who I am?" And Quincy says, "No." He says, "Oh, I'm your Uncle Benny." He says, "Do you know me now?" He says, "No." He said, "Oh." He said, "Well, I'm going to take you to your mommy." He says, "My mommy doesn't want me." And he said, "Oh, yes, he does. She does. Oh, yes, she does. She wants you. I'm going to take you to her." And the girl says, "You're not taking him anywhere." She has a pot in her hand, a skillet in her hand, and threatening to hit him with it, but she never did. But she says, "I'm going to call the police." She never picks up the phone. Then it puts Quincy Jr. on his back, and they walk out the door. The boy seemed scared to death, like he didn't want to move. But Benny talked him into, nothing's going to happen to you. Just come on with me. And he put him on his back, and they rolled on out. Benny takes Quincy Jr. to Hanna, and Hanna had her back turned, saying, I was wondering when you were coming home. And he didn't say anything, so she turned around and looked, and she saw her grandchild, and she says, "Quincy!" And then the boy said, "Grandma?" And that's where season 18 ends. Stay tuned for season 19. Pack Natural.